Today, I'm going to show you Flutter 3.38. This just dropped from Google. Is going to change how you build apps. You write less code, you get faster results. Your web apps now work like magic, hot reload on multiple browsers at once. One line of code instead of five. This is big, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Google just released Flutter 3.38 with Dart 3.10, and this update is actually crazy. If you build apps, you need to see this. Let me break down what's new and why this matters to you. First up is .shorthands. This is the thing everyone is talking about. Instead of writing main axis alignment .start, you just write .start. Instead of edge insets all open parenthesis 8.0 close parenthesis, you write all open parenthesis 8.0 close parenthesis. Old way, you type out the full class name every single time. New way, just a dot and the property. Your code looks cleaner. It's faster to write. And when you're building UI, you use these properties hundreds of times. Now each one takes half the keystrokes. That adds up fast. Now let's talk about web. This is where Flutter made huge improvements. They added a new file called web_dev_config.yaml. You can now set your host, your port, your certificate, and your headers all in one config file. No more typing flags every time you run your app. But here's the really cool part. They added proxy support. You can forward paths to another server. This means you can run your Flutter web app and your backend API together. No more CARs issues, no more fighting with local development setup. It just works. And there's more. Hot reload now works on web by default, not just on one browser, on multiple browsers at the same time. You make a change in your code. It updates in Chrome, Firefox, and Safari instantly. This is massive for web developers. You save hours every week just from this one feature. Upgraded something called Overlay Portal. This lets you render UI that escapes parent layout constraints, think notifications that appear over everything else, or tooltips that float above your content. And before this was tricky to set up, now it's way easier. Android also got a big upgrade. They enabled predictive back gesture by default. This means when users swipe back, they see a preview of where they're going. It makes navigation feel smoother. They also changed the default page transition. Your app just feels more polished without you doing any extra work. And if you're building for Windows desktop, you can now query connected display info, resolution, refresh rate, DPI, all accessible in your code. You can optimize your UI based on the actual hardware your users have. Let's talk about platform support. Full support for iOS 26, Xcode 26, and macOS 26. For Android, they added NDK-R28 compatibility, fixed a major memory leak, and updated to Java 17. Your apps are now faster, more stable, and ready for future OS updates. Now here's something developers love. Widget Previews got updated. This is built into your IDE. You can see your widgets rendered right in your editor. No need to run the full app. Just write your widget code and see it instantly. This speeds up your workflow like crazy. Accessibility improvements are big in this release too. They added a new widget called Sliver Semantics, better default behaviors for screen readers and assistive tech. You don't have to write as much custom code to make your app accessible. Flutter handles more of it automatically. They also added migration guides. So if you're updating an old app, you have clear instructions. These guides save you hours of debugging. Now I have to mention breaking changes. Every major update has them. Some things got deprecated, like targets root overlay in Overlay Portal. It's now called Overlay Location. Flutter has a full breaking changes page in their docs. So before you upgrade, check that page. Most upgrades are smooth, but it's smart to be prepared. So how do you upgrade? It's simple. Open your terminal, run Flutter upgrade. If you're on the stable channel, that's it. Flutter handles the rest. But run your tests after. Make sure everything still works. Check the migration guide for any breaking changes. Run Dart analyze to catch issues, and keep version control handy. Let me show you why this matters in practice. Imagine you're building a food delivery app. With .shorthands, your padding and alignment code is half the length. With the web improvements, you can test the app in 3 browsers at once, while also running your backend API locally. With Overlay Portal upgrades, your notification system for new orders is easier to build. With Android Predictive back, navigation feels native and polished. All of this adds up to faster development and happier users. Or say you're building a productivity app for desktop. With Windows Display Info, you can detect if someone has a 4K monitor and adjust your layout automatically. With the accessibility improvements, screen reader users can navigate your app easily, and with Widget Previews, you built the whole thing faster because you see components instantly. This is why Flutter 3.38 is such a big deal. It's dozens of improvements that stack together. Each one saves you time, each one makes your app better, you ship faster, your code is cleaner, your users have a better experience. Now let me tell you something most developers miss. The real power of Flutter 3.38 isn't just one feature, it's how everything works together. Think about your typical day building an app. You start with layout code, now you're using shorthands, you type half as much. Your fingers move faster, your brain stays focused on design instead of syntax. Then you need to test on web. Before, you'd switch between browsers manually, click refresh, wait, check the next browser, repeat. That's gone now. Hot reload hits all browsers at once. You see your changes everywhere instantly. No context switching, no waiting. You stay in flow state, then you need to add a notification overlay. Overlay Portal makes it simple. 3 lines of code instead of 20. You're not fighting the framework anymore. It's helping you set up the web config file if you do web development. Try the hot reload on multiple browsers. Check out Widget Previews in your IDE and start building. Flutter 3.38 is a productivity boost. Cleaner code, better web workflows, refined UI, future-proof platforms. This update removes friction from your development process.